And this garden is ugly. It's a lot like your mom. It don't look like much, but she puts out. Just standing here where I'm at, I can see at least a dozen cucumbers. There's probably 30 or 40 squash in there ready to be picked. On the far end, we got a row of banana peppers. There's probably enough to pickle, I don't know, 10, 12 quarts of banana peppers. There's a row of potatoes in there. There's all sorts of stuff growing in there. Yeah, I let the weeds get away from me this year, but that doesn't mean it's not going to produce. So what we're looking at here is, yes, a bunch of weeds, but we're also looking at my banana pepper plants. I got a whole row of them, maybe 25-foot row, and they're ready to be picked. I'm excited about pickling these guys and putting them in some mason jars and having my own homegrown banana peppers. It's going to be awesome. If you hear any panting in the background, that's my dog. I'm sitting in my house right now, and he's wanting me to play catch with him, but I'm trying to show you guys my vegetables. Look at that. We got eggplant growing. Just one eggplant. It was kind of an oddball plant, but down here we got our zucchini going. And man, I tell you what, we've had so many zucchini. We've made relish out of it. We've done everything we can with it. There's peas. Now my peas are kind of a disappointment. Some bunnies, yeah, look at those weeds. Some bunnies have been eating up my peas. With cucumbers galore, squash galore, banana peppers, jalapenos galore. And see, this garden is ugly. You know, I mean, I rototilled. When these plants were little baby plants, I was in there with the garden hoe, not one weed. You know, everything was. But once the garden plants started to get big, and like these guys, they kind of vined out and took over an area. You can't get the rototiller in there. Look at that cucumber. There's one right behind it too. And you know, you turn your back 1 minute and then you look back at the garden and it's full of weeds. So it is what it is, but it is producing. These are spaghetti squash, I think. I know I planted spaghetti squash. Oh, there's the chickens. See, if you haven't noticed from the videos, the chicken coop is right next to the garden. And yeah, we eat from the garden. But the plan here is that the garden will feed the chickens and the chickens will feed the garden. We want to make kind of a loop system where we feed them the undesirable things from the garden. Maybe there's something wrong with it, or maybe we just have too many of something, or didn't get around to or picked it too late and now it's not right. We feed those to the chickens and they love them, as you can see. But then when we clean out the chicken coops, all that good chicken litter goes back into the garden to help feed the garden. Look at these guys. Or gals, I should say. I think they're all hens. We got a couple new chickens. We got some olive eggers and some Easter eggers, and there might be a rooster or two in that bunch, but just the other day, actually, we got our first olive drab green egg. It's so awesome. My beautiful wife was so happy. She babies these chickens. These are her babies. She sings to them. These are spoiled chickens. Now, their yard could be a little bigger. We're working on that. But these chickens are spoiled. They eat good from the garden. We treat them good. We make sure they have what they need. And they give us a lot of eggs. So it's working. Our little system is working. Now, can we feed the chickens year-round from what we grow in the garden? Not at this point, you know. Maybe if we scaled the garden up quite a bit, we could. But no, these gals are just getting a little treat. They got some cucumbers, they got some zucchini. Those are some happy chickens. And they are going to provide us with delicious farm-fresh eggs. Because, you know, when you treat your livestock good, you know, they'll treat you good. Yeah, like I said, the garden feeds the chickens feed the garden, the chickens feed us. I think from our garden already this year, even though it looks bad, we've already done what, like 30 quarts of pickles. We've done probably 12 pints of cucumber zucchini relish. I gotta pick those banana peppers. They're ready. So we planted butternut squash and we planted spaghetti squash, and I think they might have interbred with each other, and we got like a weird mixture of the two. So garden experts out there, tell me, does that happen when you plant two different kinds of squash next to each other, or am I just losing my mind?
Well, here we are out in the orchard. We're getting mixed results, but keep in mind, most of these trees were planted 2 years ago, and some were only planted 1 year ago. So we've got a couple apple trees with a couple apples on them. We got a few apple trees with no apples on them. Same with the pears. Our Asian pear tree is loaded down with pears. Meanwhile, I'm not seeing too many other pears on the other trees, but this is still, like I said, only the second year after planting them. I wouldn't expect to see much of anything until next year, the year after. So I would say this is the good of our little garden orchard update. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the bad's really not that bad, so stick around. But yeah, we had quite a bit of the Japanese beetles, those little metallic kind of green beetles. I think I came by when they were at their worst with some 7. I did spray them with some 7. Last year I tried pyrethrin with mixed results. But the 7, I bet I killed tens of thousands of those Japanese beetles. And I didn't totally wipe them out. You know, I came back and looked a few days later, and yeah, there was some more beetles, but not that many. So looking around now, the leaves don't look that bad on the trees. The grapevines, which we'll take a look at here in a minute, some of those leaves were just skeletonized. I mean, there was nothing left. So the orchard's looking good. I'm really happy with, for this only being year 2, with how the orchard's going.
So this is that one Asian pear tree I was telling you about. Look at all those pears. This tree was just planted last year.
Yeah.
Now it's a couple years old by the time you buy it from the big box store and bring it out to your place and plant it. But man, there's a lot of pears on there. We've also got Bartlett, Moonglow, and Cap's Favorite, I think the tree was called. Up here's some of our apple trees. This one's got a good amount of apples on it. But like I said, some have no apples. So at this point, you really shouldn't be expecting any with just after 2 years of planting, is what I understand. Here's the Arkansas black apples. These I understand will be almost like a black apple when they're done ripening there on the tree.
Here we are at the grape trellises. You can see over here, this one's looking really good. I mean, last year about this time, these grapevines were, I don't know, a foot tall, and now they've just grown exponentially. Over here on the other trellis, it looks like one vine is totally dead, and the other 2 we haven't had much growth off of. You can see here the damage that those Japanese beetles do to the leaves. And they love grapes, they love apples. They will just decimate. See, there's one now. There's a little bastard. There you go. More. Yep, this was the potato patch. I had high hopes for the potato patch. Things were looking really good. They were growing well. You can see some of the plants are still growing well, but I got entire rows missing. I don't know if the deer came through and ate them, but they've been just trampled or driven over or eaten by deer. just destroyed. And we get all these nasty sand burrs. Damn things. So yeah, I mean, we can still try to dig up and see what grew in there, but this was supposed to be the highlight of the gardening, was the potato patch. And it just looks like crap. I don't mind the weeds so much. I ran a rototiller in between the rows a couple times when the potato plants were small, but I mean, they got to the point where they were, you know, filling in the rows in between themselves, and I couldn't even get a rototiller in there, and that's when the weeds started to grow. But yeah, something's been in there just eating them up. So I don't know, we'll see. It looks like some of the potato plants are kind of at that stage where they're dying. When they die off all the way, that's when you want to dig them up. So, oh, I guess we'll let them go and see what happens. We might get a few potatoes out of it yet.
There she is. There's our beautiful Basset Hound. Hey, she wants you to like the video. She wants you to subscribe to the channel. And she really wants you to leave a comment. So don't let our little Basset Hound down. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and she'll be a happy little dog. Anyway, here's oh, look at this. Here's our little apricot tree. It's not doing so well. You could tell by the different coloration of the leaves that it's under stress. This is really sandy soil up here, so probably not getting enough water. And you can see by looking close at the leaves, there's little holes eating in all the leaves. Now, when I planted that apricot tree, I planted 2 others just like it, and only one lived. A couple Fuji apples for you. I really want to thank you for watching the video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you all down the trail sometime. Until then, have a great day.